Hello and welcome back everybody to another video here on the channel, and we are being joined by the creator of a game that I just played, Wonmin. And
Hi.
would you like to tell us a little bit about your game?
Yes, so Love Career Magic is my second game actually that I've made. It's hopefully going live on Kickstarter in February of next year. It's my first game that's kind of like a mix between an RPG and a board game. I like to describe the gameplay as like D&D meets party game.
It's definitely an apt description. We just got finished playing it, and it's a lot of fun. You're building a story together and kind of trying to hit points throughout the story. It kind of gives me I'm not sure if you've ever played it, but like a Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. A lot of people tell me that too.
I like Once Upon a Time. I don't always feel like there's the best through line with that game sometimes, just because I feel like you're having to pull things out all over the place. I feel like this was a lot more cohesive.
Yeah.
Because you had like a trail that you were trying to follow, and it was a
Exactly.
cohesive story, and you were hitting all these things, and it was changing as it was going along, which was kind of interesting. Having the callbacks is really fun too.
Yeah. And like unlike D&D or like traditional RPGs, like there's like almost no homework or setup that you need to do before you play the game. Like there's no character sheets, there's no like building your own like whole world or reading a book for the GM. So it's a GM-less game basically, because all the thing is just set up. You just read the character bios and then just off to the races.
Yeah, and it seems like something is you have the 3-minute rounds, but are there any variants where you can make it longer or anything like that? Or
Yeah,
it definitely
so-
seems like it lends itself
yeah.
to being able to kind of homebrew.
Definitely, yeah. So it's extremely homebrew friendly. So a lot of the characters I wrote so that they could be kind of slotted into whatever homebrew RPGs that you're playing. You can use the characters. All the information is on the back of the card. I've played it where it's like much more slowed down. We removed the timer, and we have to be extremely like deliberate with how we're connecting each card. And that's a lot of fun because that way you get to kind of like take a deep breath and like slow down and just like really explore how things connect to each other. But that's more like if you're like a storytelling nerd or like storytelling fanatic geek, and then you're into that stuff.
What was your kind of inspiration or your drive to kind of make a game like this?
Yeah, so my inspiration originally, this game was I don't know if you know what Terrace House is. It's a Japanese reality TV show on Netflix. And I love that show. And the game was originally based on Terrace House, but obviously I couldn't get like the rights to use the characters from the show and like use that name. So I just decided to make its own thing, and I used mythological creatures. A friend of mine, shout out to Richard, he gave me that idea. So that was history.
Really cool. To take something that you really like and then
Yes.
kind of turn it into something that is your own creation.
Yeah, I used to hold Terrace House like weekly viewings. Like the show got canceled, but before it was canceled, I used to hold weekly viewings in New York City, and people would come over and we would play my game, and it would be a lot of fun. So I just thought, like I want to share this kind of fun with people who are not Terrace House fans.
That's really cool. What was your first game?
So my first game is called Welcome to Sisyphus Corp. The link's probably on the bottom. And it's a completely different type of game. That one's more cutthroat, more strategic, more like board gamey. It's about you and 3 of your fellow co-workers in a cutthroat corporation, and you're like racing. Like you're racing around the board, trying to like stab each other in the back and like be the first to be promoted at this law office or this corporation. Yeah.
That sounds really cool. It's very, very topical with Succession being a big thing.
Very,
we'll definitely have a link for that down in the description. What kind of got you into game design in general? Like started in
So I mean, I've loved games ever since I was a kid. Like I've always played games, mostly video games. And I want to say in 2018, I was kind of burnt out. I do coding for a living. I'm a web developer. I got kind of burnt out of coding and like staring at a computer screen all day. So I wanted to see if I could do something more tactile and like something that I could do with my hands, something that doesn't require coding, something that doesn't require like staring at a screen all day. So I figured, why not combine my love for gaming and try to make a board game. And it was just one day on a whim. I just decided to make a board game, and then from pen and paper, now I'm here. Like I don't know, 6-7 years later, having made 2 board games. Staring at my second Kickstarter
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a crazy journey.
What was the timeline of getting your first game published? How many years?
Yeah, so that took a lot longer than I had anticipated. I started it in 2018, and the Kickstarter was successfully funded in March of 2021. So it took about 3 years, way longer than I had initially expected.
You hit that boom, though. You hit that
exactly.
the
Yeah,
pandemic boom.
exactly. Yeah. So in some ways that was good. In some ways it was bad because like the whole like chain. Supply chain issues and everything, so it was pretty bad. But like in terms of like as a first time creator, I was able to fulfill the Kickstarter successfully, deliver it to all of my backers within like 6 months, which is like crazy, like especially for a first timer.
We do. I mean, doing a lot of board game stuff. We do a lot of board game Kickstarters, and we've had games that we're still waiting on for like 3 years ago. But so it's really good that you were able to kind of put that out there, and even with your first game, your first Kickstarter, being able to fulfill that promises.
I mean, I had a lot of people help me, a lot of different mentors. Shout out to Frank. A lot of different people who are in the board game industry. It's just such a welcoming community. People like yourself, just like coming up to you in conventions, wanting to help, wanting to play. We're just here, playing games. We're just having a good time. Just lovely community. Glad to be part of it.
I do really love the board game community. It's very welcoming, and it's very like we come here, we play board games with people, we play the same games with the same people year after year, and it's great to just grow that community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to let everybody know about, or?
If you're out there and you're watching this and you have a board game that you're designing, just hit me up, send me an email, wonmin@unicornwithwings.com. I will gladly help you with whatever questions you have. I've worked on this for like 6-7 years. I have a wealth of random board game developer knowledge stored up in here that I would gladly share with you.
We've been puttering around on a couple board game ideas of our own for a few years,
and
maybe we'll reach out to you.
I will absolutely help you.
If you like what you saw here today, please leave a like, comment down below. Are you planning on checking out this game on Kickstarter? Did you get to see our Let's Play? Are you building a game of your own? What are your stumbling blocks? Let us know. And we're going to have all of the details for his past game, as well as the game coming up, and any other helpful details, social media, whatever you want to give me. We'll put it down in the description. Subscribe so you don't miss any of this content going forward, and we really appreciate you joining.
Thank you so much,
today, and have a wonderful day now.
Hi, Tisha Valenza, aka Poison Ivy, and you've just been watching King's Entertainment Reviews. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.